Just confirmed at Newcastle. Massive updates have just surfaced, and they're shaking the Toon Army tonight. There's breaking news about a young European goalkeeper catching Eddie Howe's eye, a midfield star drawing attention from the giants of Europe, and a local lad who could be coming home in a blockbuster return move. It's all happening, and it's happening fast. Newcastle fans, this could change everything for the club's future. Big transfers, bold moves, and emotional twists are on the horizon. You won't believe what's been revealed just minutes ago. So stick around till the end, because every second of this update matters. And before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss the latest from the Magpies. Noah Atubalu is a name that has suddenly caught the attention of everyone connected with Newcastle United. The 23-year-old German goalkeeper has been making waves in the Bundesliga with SC Freiburg, and now Eddie Howe's recruitment team are closely following his every move. Calm, fearless, and confident with the ball at his feet, Atubalu looks like the modern-day goalkeeper every top club wants. Reports from Germany claim Newcastle are among the 4 Premier League sides monitoring him, alongside Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Tottenham Hotspur. And while competition is fierce, the Magpies quietly believe they can make this move happen. Atubalu's rise in Germany has been remarkable. Having taken over as Freiburg's first-choice goalkeeper last season, he has delivered performance after performance full of maturity and composure. His shot-stopping ability has drawn comparisons to Manuel Neuer, and his ability to play under pressure makes him perfect for the Premier League. Scouts describe him as a born leader, someone who commands his box and stays cool when everyone else loses their heads. For Newcastle, who are building for the long term under Eddie Howe, this type of character is exactly what they want between the posts. Inside St. James Park, the goalkeeper position has become an area of quiet discussion. Nick Pope, a fan favorite, remains reliable but has battled injuries and age is starting to show. The club have considered Aaron Ramsdale as a potential signing, yet nothing concrete has materialized. Atubalu, on the other hand, represents the future. Young, talented, and hungry to grow. Bringing him in now would allow him to learn from Pope, settle into life on Tyneside, and slowly become the next number one. It's a smart and patient strategy that fits perfectly with Howe's approach. Atubalu's mentality is another major reason Newcastle are so interested. Those who work with him say he trains like every session is a cup final. He's known for his communication skills and for keeping defenders focused and organized. That leadership quality would blend perfectly with players like Sven Botman and Fabian Schär, who thrive under clear guidance. And for Howe, who wants his team to start attacks from the back, Atubalu's passing range and calmness on the ball make him an ideal fit. The system demands trust, and he has plenty of it in his locker. Other Premier League clubs are circling, but Newcastle's project stands out. Manchester United may offer glamour, and Tottenham may promise European nights, yet only Newcastle can guarantee a place in a growing team built for the future. The Magpies owners are determined to combine ambition with sensible signings, and Atubalu fits that philosophy perfectly. A move to the northeast could give him the platform to become one of the league's standout goalkeepers, while also helping Newcastle push for domestic and continental success in the years ahead. What makes Atubalu particularly appealing is how quickly he adapts to challenges. In Germany, he faced top strikers week after week but never looked overwhelmed. His anticipation, reading of the game, and quick reactions make him difficult to beat one-on-one. More than that, he plays with confidence that spreads through the team. When a goalkeeper radiates calmness, defenders feel secure, midfielders take more risks, and the whole side functions better. That is exactly what Howe has been looking for since his arrival. Someone who brings both ability and composure to the back line. Behind the scenes, Newcastle's scouting department have already compiled extensive reports on Atubalu. They've tracked his performances in the Bundesliga and in Europe, analyzing everything from his distribution to his positioning during set pieces. The data is impressive. His save percentage sits among the top in Germany, and his ability to claim crosses has improved dramatically. Club sources believe he has the physical strength and mentality required to handle the Premier League's relentless pace and aerial duels. It's not just about talent, it's about readiness to step into the spotlight. From Atubalu's perspective, a move to Newcastle could be the perfect next step. He would join a club where supporters live and breathe football, and where patience and loyalty still mean something. He'd work under a manager known for developing players and improving them year after year. Howe's track record with talents like Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes shows how much he values progress. The thought of becoming part of that environment could tempt a Tuvalu to choose the Toon over more established clubs with deeper pockets. Financially, the deal is within reach. Freiburg are known to sell when the timing is right, and Newcastle have the backing to make a serious offer without breaking Premier League spending rules. Sources suggest that a bid of around £25 million could start the conversation, though competition could push that figure closer to £30 million. Still, for a goalkeeper who could serve the club for the next decade, that investment makes complete sense. The key will be convincing the player that his long-term future lies at St James Park, in front of the Gallowgate end. If Newcastle managed to sign Noah Tuvalu, it would be another statement of intent from the club's hierarchy. They've shown already that they won't just spend big, they'll spend smart. And bringing in one of Europe's brightest young goalkeepers would underline that strategy. It would give the team stability, flexibility, and a touch of class for the seasons to come. Above all, it would remind everyone that this project under Eddie Howe is only getting started. The Magpies are building something special, and Tuvalu might just be the next piece of that exciting puzzle. Sandro Tonali is once again in the headlines, and this time it's because two European giants are circling. Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus have reportedly entered a battle for the Newcastle United midfielder, with both clubs preparing offers ahead of the next transfer window. But inside St James Park, there's no panic, quite the opposite. Eddie Howe and sporting director Ross Wilson are determined to keep their Italian star and have already begun working on a plan to extend his contract. The club sees Tonali as a cornerstone of their project, not a player for sale. Since his arrival from AC Milan in 2023 for £55 million, Tonali has become a vital part of Newcastle's midfield. After serving a 10-month suspension for breaching betting regulations, the Italian returned with renewed focus and a point to prove. He's started nearly every match this season, showing exactly why the club fought so hard to bring him to Tyneside. Strong in the tackle, elegant in possession, and driven by a warrior's mentality, Tonali has become a fan favorite. His passion and energy fit perfectly with the spirit of Newcastle United. The rumors linking him with PSG began in France after Luis Enrique identified Tonali as the missing piece in his midfield. The French champions believe his mix of power and technique would perfectly complement their attacking stars. Juventus, on the other hand, view him as a symbol of their new Italian core, eager to bring home one of their own. Reports in Italy even suggested both clubs are ready to attack Newcastle with surprise offers in the region of £70 million. Yet those close to Tonali insist he remains happy where he is. Behind the scenes, Ross Wilson has been working tirelessly to secure the club's key players. According to transfer insider Dean Jones, Newcastle have no intention whatsoever of selling Tonali, regardless of the pressure. In fact, there are talks of offering him a new long-term deal with improved terms to reward his loyalty. For Howe, Tonali is much more than just a midfielder. He's a tactical leader who controls the rhythm of the team. Losing him would set back everything the manager has been building over the past 2 years. Tonali's statistics this season tell their own story. 6 goals and 3 assists across all competitions might not sound extraordinary, but his influence extends far beyond numbers. He dictates play, shields the defense, and links up beautifully with Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton. The trio have become one of the most balanced midfields in England, mixing muscle, creativity, and intelligence. Paul Scholes even called Tonali the best midfielder in the Premier League this season, a compliment that made headlines across both England and Italy. It's praise that few players earn so early in their careers. Eddie Howe's handling of Tonali after his suspension has been key to the player's resurgence. The manager never turned his back on him, offering constant support during the toughest months of his life. That loyalty created a bond of trust that now seems unbreakable. Tonali has often spoken about how the club and the fans helped him through that period. "Newcastle believed in me when others wouldn't," he said recently. That kind of connection cannot be bought or replaced, and it's exactly why Howe believes he will stay. From a financial perspective, Newcastle are in a strong position. Backed by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the club doesn't need to sell to raise funds. Their ambition is to strengthen, not dismantle. The board's message is clear. Star players are part of the long-term plan. The only way Toon Army would leave is if he personally requested a move, and sources close to the player insist that is not the case. In fact, those same sources say he feels he owes something to the club and wants to repay their faith by helping them win silverware. PSG's supposed surprise offer has stirred the transfer market, but many pundits doubt the move will materialize. For one, Newcastle aren't under pressure to sell, and PSG's midfield already includes several high-profile names. As for Juventus, they would struggle to match the financial package Newcastle can offer. What's more, Toon Army's current contract runs until 2028, and any suitor would need to pay well above £80 million to even start negotiations. That figure alone shows how much Newcastle value him, not just as a player, but as a symbol of their progress. Fans on Tyneside have reacted firmly to the transfer chatter. On social media and local radio, supporters have made it clear, Toon Army must stay. He embodies the fighting spirit they adore, hard-working, humble, and proud to wear black and white. The connection between Toon Army and the Toon Army has grown stronger every match. Every tackle, every roar, every celebration. It all means something. Selling him would not only hurt the squad but would break a bond that's been built with patience and emotion. The fans know that, and so does the club. As the January window approaches, Newcastle remain calm but alert. They know big clubs will always test their resolve, yet they trust their project and their people. Sandro Toon Army is more than just another name on the team sheet. He's part of the identity Eddie Howe is creating. The story isn't about leaving. It's about building something special in the Northeast. And as long as Howe is in charge and the fans keep believing, Toon Army will continue to grow into one of the Premier League's best. The message to Paris and Turin is simple. Hands off, he's staying home. Elliot Anderson's name has returned to the headlines on Tyneside, and this time it's stirring real emotion among the supporters. The local lad who once represented the heart of Newcastle United's academy is now making waves elsewhere, and whispers of a possible homecoming have sent fans into a frenzy. The idea of bringing Anderson back to St. James Park has become one of the most talked about topics in recent weeks. Eddie Howe has never hidden his admiration for the midfielder, and there's a sense that unfinished business remains between the player and his boyhood club. Anderson left Newcastle last summer for Nottingham Forest in a deal worth around £35 million, a move that surprised many. The club had been forced into difficult financial decisions because of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, and selling a homegrown talent was one of the few viable options at the time. It was never about footballing reasons. It was about numbers on a spreadsheet. In return, Newcastle received goalkeeper Odysseas Vlachodimos in a separate £20 million move. Even now, many fans still debate which club truly got the better end of that deal. Since joining Nottingham Forest, Anderson has flourished. Playing under Thomas Tuchel, who took charge midway through the season, the 22-year-old has become a vital part of their midfield setup. His energy, vision, and technical ability have caught the attention of some of England's biggest clubs. He's now a regular in the England national team, which shows just how far he's come in such a short space of time. His performances have reminded everyone of the raw potential Newcastle once had in their ranks, and perhaps let slip too soon. It's no surprise then that talk of a return has gathered pace. Eddie Howe has openly stated in interviews that he would bring Anderson back in a heartbeat if the opportunity arose. For the manager, it's not just about football, it's personal. He watched Anderson grow through the academy, break into the first team, and win over the fans before circumstances forced his sale. Now, with Newcastle's finances in a stronger position, the idea of righting that wrong feels possible. The fans would welcome him back as one of their own, no questions asked. However, the competition for Anderson's signature is fierce. Manchester United, Chelsea, and Manchester City have all entered the race, each seeing the young midfielder as a long-term investment. Reports suggest Newcastle are ready to bid around £75 million to bring him back, but that might not be enough to fend off the wealthier clubs. Anderson's current form means his value is only going one way, up. Still, those close to him say that his heart remains in the northeast, and that emotional bond could be Newcastle's biggest advantage. The question, however, is where Anderson would fit into Howe's current team. The midfield trio of Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali has been one of the most solid units in the Premier League. Bringing Anderson back would mean serious competition for places, and no guarantees of a starting role. For a player used to being a regular starter at Forest, that could be a key consideration. But Newcastle's project is growing, and Howe's rotation policy could allow Anderson to earn his place over time. The idea of a local lad fighting for his spot only adds to the story. Ross Wilson, Newcastle's new sporting director, is said to be a big admirer of Anderson. He was reportedly involved in scouting him during his time at Rangers and believes the midfielder has the mentality and skill to thrive under pressure. Wilson's relationship with the player could prove decisive if negotiations begin. Sources inside the club say preliminary discussions have already taken place about the feasibility of a move next summer. It won't be easy, but the desire is real, from the manager, the board, and the fan base alike. Anderson's potential return also represents more than just football. It's about identity. Every club needs homegrown heroes who understand what it means to wear the badge, and Newcastle supporters are desperate for that emotional connection again. The city has always cherished players who came through the local system, from Alan Shearer to Paul Dummett. Bringing Anderson back would reignite that bond between the stands and the pitch. It would remind fans that this club still belongs to them, even as it grows into a global powerhouse. Nottingham Forest, of course, are unlikely to make things easy. They see Anderson as their star man and have no intention of letting him leave without a massive offer. The player's contract runs long, and his market value could soon exceed £80 million if he continues on this trajectory. But football has a funny way of bringing stories full circle. Anderson's connection with Newcastle runs deep, and if the right offer comes, even Forest might find it hard to keep him. Sentiment alone won't close the deal, but sometimes destiny has its say. Eddie Howe's admiration for Anderson has never faded, and neither has the fans' love for the lad from Whitley Bay. If Newcastle managed to bring him back, it would be one of the most emotional transfers in years. Proof that the club's rise under Howe still keeps its soul intact. For now, it's only talk, but the idea has already lit a spark among supporters. Anderson's return would feel like a homecoming, a story of redemption and belonging. The Toon Army can dream, and sometimes, dreams do come true. Noah Atubalu could be the next big move for Newcastle, showing the club's ambition and smart planning for the future. Eddie Howe clearly wants a young, modern keeper ready to take over from Nick Pope. Should Newcastle push ahead and sign him soon? Tell us what you think below. Sandro Tonali remains the heart of this team. Despite interest from PSG and Juventus, his loyalty and passion shine through every match. Should the club hand him a new deal right now to stop all speculation? Type your answer in the comments. And finally, the emotional one, Elliot Anderson. Could the local lad really come home? The fans want it, Howe wants it, and the timing feels right. Do you believe it'll happen next summer? Let us know. Toon Army. Wait, before you go, check out this breaking video from Newcastle. Newcastle wants to sign Barcelona's star player on loan. Click on the next video to find out more details now.